and we're just going to let people filter on in. So, yay, I'm so excited for our next webinar Wednesday. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I love watching everyone trickle in. We love to keep you all engaged and stuff. So go ahead in the chat and tell us where you're from, and tell me what the weather's like there, because I'm actually really surprised. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and it is sunny and like almost 70 degrees. So I am loving this. We don't usually get this in March. So tell me what's going on where you guys are. I can't wait to hear. All right. So I guess I'll go ahead, while people are still trickling in and stuff, I'll go ahead and just get it. Oh, yay. Now we're having people. Oh, Nebraska is 73 and sunny. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming. And we're super excited for our, I think, what is this, like our 17th webinar Wednesday or something crazy like that?
It's the 19th.
19th webinar Wednesday.
No.
So time just flies, but we are so excited to have these lovely ladies from Bibb County, Georgia. And, they're here to share their story with us today. And I think you guys are really going to love it because it's a wonderful story. I'm Michelle Magram. I'm the National Sales and Marketing Manager here at Education Associates. We're just going to kind of take you through the webinar. We're going to tell you a little bit about us, but, not go into too much detail because we really want this to be about our friends with Bibb County Schools. So I'll be in the chat answering any questions that you guys have. So go ahead and, write questions in the chat and things in the Q&A, and I'll answer them for you. And anything that I can't answer, we will ask at a Q&A portion at the end. So I'm going to hand it over to Joyce now, who's going to get us started. And I will see you guys at the end.
So good.
Bye.
Thanks so much, Michelle. And we really are thrilled. I think Jennifer and I were just commenting the other day that we first met, I think it was in 2019, so it was definitely pre-pandemic, and boy, have you come a long way, right? That's the fun stuff when you can look at it. It seems like forever ago. Before we get started, let's figure out who else is here with us. And I'm looking for my wonderful, oh, I love when Zoom just kind of moves things all around the place. We've got a quick poll that we're going to ask, and it's all popping up. All right, well, let's do it in the chat then. For some reason, Michelle, the poll is not there. So in the chat, just tell us where you're from and what your role is. It helps us better understand a little bit more about who we're speaking with, and so we can kind of keep things moving in that respect. So super. So we've got IC principal, a transition coordinator, a bunch of transition coordinator, compliance, special ed teacher, high school, 9 to 12, an SLP, program specialist, workabilities. That's from California. We had a good workability conference webinar last month. That was kind of interesting as well. School social worker. So we've got a little bit across the whole board there as we're going along. Appreciate that. And we hope you stay active with us in the chat. Michelle is going to be there, and she's going to be taking a look and making sure that she captures all of your questions and your thoughts. At Education Associates, we are really thrilled that, and I'm just going to stop and ask an offline question. Michelle, did you hit the record button?
I sure did. It's recording.
Thank you very much. I didn't see that. We've got a mantra that just kind of goes with us everywhere we go. And that's just like one size does not fit all. And I know that as special educators that you all understand that Michelle has a specific affection for Disney. So we found this one, which just kind of different perspective, right? One shoe pinches, what another fits and suits well. So there's not a recipe that suits us all, but it's so nice that we can kind of come together with some synergy, because we have some common goals where we want to help our students, especially when it comes to transition. And at Education Associates, they've been doing this for over 40 years. I remember when we first were hitting that 40th anniversary in 2020, and here we are, time warped into the next millennium. But the curriculum that we have did not look the same back in 1980 that it does right now. And that's because with input from educators like yourselves about using UDL and evidence-based practices and hands-on, all of these pieces, being able to correlate it to standards, being able to provide easy implementation starting, spots. How do you get this started and professional development to take it to the next level? All of those pieces have really created a new set of materials. You don't have to take our word for it. It's been approved and validated by a number of different organizations. And our most favorite, and one that I'm most proud of, is the case endorsement, which did come in 2020, because it's rather hard to get. That case endorsement really takes the research that we use to build the product, and then the research about the outcomes, and puts it all together. And we had to submit all of that against their rubrics, and then we had to justify our whole approach, and then defend it in front of the committee. It's like a little mini dissertation. It just was very, very nice to get that. And so it helps you rest assured that there's all good stuff right here in this curriculum. So we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about this today. This is our overall, all of our titles that we've got. On the green on the left side, you see Project Discovery. That's our job ready materials. And then in the blue on the right, that's the life skills. And they're both important, right? It's skills at how to do a job, and it's also skills on how to live independently that we need our students to really learn. The Project Discovery actually begins with materials that are appropriate for elementary age students and career awareness. We've got it really boiled down so that little ones, K 1, 2, 3, could actually be sitting there and learning about careers in banking, careers in medical. And it's very broad, very general, but it's nice awareness. And then we get into the core of our product, career exploration. And that has well over 100 careers. We took 17 of those and we adapted them for our more severe and profoundly impaired populations. So really between career exploration and the adapted, you can work with a range of abilities on similar content, so that we're all learning about cleaning and maintenance or greenhouse work or grocery clerking to the best of our own personal abilities. One size doesn't fit all. And then there's job skills training, and that's like really in depth, and that's first semester, second semester, and it really kind of goes into play. Same sort of a thing with the Achieve Life skills, but we cover independent living skills, job prep, self-confidence, and health and nutrition. So if you want to know more about that, we'll tell you a little bit at the end about how you can learn more about the products itself. Right now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it on over to—
Hey, Joyce, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you turn on, I don't see closed captioning working. Is there any way?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt, guys.
No, we forgot last time and we felt terrible. The perfect reminder, Michelle. So by the way, folks, the closed captioning is by Google, and I'm wanting to see it go on right now. There it is. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I wish it would have punctuation. I wish it would tell us which speaker is talking. It will not. But without further ado, I will turn this on over to Jennifer, and she's going to introduce her team. And I'll be back here to help you if you need me. Here's some wonderful information from Bibb County. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Donnelly. I'm the Executive Director for the Program for Exceptional Children in Bibb County. I've been at this a little while. So today I have the pleasure of bringing two of my team members, our instructional coach for our alternative curriculum program, Annel Hagerman, and one of our alternative curriculum teachers who's rocking out some programming that we put in place last year. So today we're going to take the opportunity to share what they're doing and how we're seeing the use of two specific programs, Job Ready and Life Ready, through Project Discovery. So we as a district always start with our branding, and we talk about our vision and our mission and our values. And today we're really looking at that, making sure our students have a strength of character and will be college or career ready. That's our main focus, especially for our high school students getting ready for transition. It went through two slides at once. So we also work on setting up our students for success through the results pyramid. So what experiences we provide our students, develop their beliefs, result in actions, and lead to those results. And so we wanted to set up some new experiences for our students to help them transition more successfully to post-secondary life. And then, of course, we look at, this is our strategic map. This is how we've been able to move the data in Bibb County and really move our students. When I started in Bibb, our graduation rate was 16%. It is currently, for students with disabilities, it is currently sitting at 67.7 in 5 years' time. So that's awesome work from the staff in our schools, and that includes Miss Bernie and the students that she's graduating every year. So, all right. Every year we have a rallying cry that we work from, and the district's rallying cry was Tier 1 strong. And so from the PEC's perspective, we couch that into growing in 3D. We really need our staff writing and implementing compliant IEPs, demonstrate a high quality, specially designed instruction, and documenting effective progress monitoring that leads to growth. And the program that these ladies are going to share with you really align with that vision, providing those high quality IEPs and high quality specially designed instruction, and provides a mechanism for that progress monitoring, moving our student growth. So a little bit about Bibb County. This is a lot of data on a little slide. So we are a district that is 100% free and reduced. Every student in our district gets breakfast and lunch daily. We are about 11% special education, and our students are, we have a population of about 77% African-American, and other ethnicities are below 20. We are considered an urban district. We have students that obviously are below the poverty line, but experience life through an urban lens. So I wanted to share, because our mechanism to get to Life Ready, Job Ready, Life Ready, and Project Discovery isn't typical. So we were just, when I started here in Bibb County, we were doing pockets of good work, right? So you had some teachers moving the needle, some teachers working as hard as they could, but maybe not in the way that moves that needle where we needed it to go. And it's out of order on purpose. Typically you go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And when you look at our years, you'll see that we're kind of out of order. Sometimes that's how plans work, right? You get a big vision, and the vision that we had is we wanted our kids to be doing internships and meaningful ones, not just going to the grocery store and helping stock shelves, but real on-the-job training and supports from real workers in those community opportunities. So we developed in FY19 a partnership with a local university, and that partnership with the local university provides our students that have to actually apply for the program. They have to go through an interview process to be selected. But those students have 3 different internships opportunities during their super senior year, so their final year before graduation. So these are usually our 20 and 21-year-olds that are turning 22 by the end of the year. They participate in these 3 internships at the local university. They work at Starbucks, the bookstore, they work in the kitchen. Some have been line chefs. Some have been working in the student life area. So they've had lots. We've had mail rooms. We've had some of the students were actually working in with the maintenance people, and some of them were working with the lawn crew. Several were offered jobs. This year, we actually had a student at Project Search graduation stand up and share, and tomorrow I start my first job, and everybody applauded, and his mom is crying. And, you know, even the school superintendent had tears in his eyes because this was the first graduating class that we had last spring. So after we did that, we started, you know, okay, so what are we missing? Why aren't we getting enough kids actually wanting to apply and move into those internships? What's missing? That's when I met Joyce and Education Associates. to start this conversation. I have been in a system that used another program prior and just didn't see the same level of outcomes that we wanted. So, we started working, and when you're in a large district, the funding sources take a minute to line up. So during the FY21 school year, we began working directly with Ed Associates to purchase Job Ready, Life Ready, and began our training. And that is, where we got to. So where are we headed now? We have something called a memo. In BIB, we have to create an action memo to request things. So we have a memo sitting out waiting to be approved that we create a Job Ready, Life Ready transition program in our buildings that preps those students that are 18 and 19 that have finished core work to begin doing skill-based work to make sure they're really ready for the internships we're sending them to. So like I said, not a typical plan, not the way you would typically go. Normally you'd follow 1, 2, 3, and 4, but instead I did 1, 4, 2, 3. But that's what we do in special ed. We adapt and change. So from here, I really wanted you to hear from Ms. Hagerman and Ms. Burney. Both of these ladies have dedicated a lot of time to doing this really well. So I think Ms. Burney is going to be talking next. Oh, Ms. Annel.
Hey, I'm Annel Hagerman. I'm the Access Instructional Coach, as Ms. Donnelly said earlier. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, graduated from UGA. I'm working on my specialist degree right now. And I was a former Access teacher and absolutely fell in love with it. And I absolutely love supporting the teachers in all of the schools and classrooms. And I have seen such success with this program. And Miss Burney is one of our rock star teachers, and she's the best person to tell you about how she's implementing this and how it's being successful in the classroom. And I'll let her introduce herself now.
Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Sharia Burney, and I am one of the Access teachers at Rutland High School in the Bibb County School District. And here is a little bit of information about myself. I've been working with individuals with disabilities for about 16 years, and I've been teaching for about 12 years. My background experience includes behavioral therapy and teaching special education. My background education includes special education, psychology, school administration, and criminal justice. I absolutely love working with the students in the Access program. Next slide. Thank you. So I am very excited to talk to you guys about the great things that our students are doing in the classrooms as well as outside the classroom. As Ms. Donnelly stated earlier, we are growing in 3D. And so as we're growing in 3D, we are really utilizing the Job Ready, Life Ready curriculum to help our students become successful in post-secondary education, employment, training, as well as independent living. So the first thing, could you go back, please? Thank you. Okay, so we are planting the seeds. And so we are planting the seeds for our students by teaching the Job Ready, Life Ready curriculum. And we're really using this curriculum as a learning and assessment tool. And so after we plant those seeds, we are then watering those seeds through real life application. We are allowing the students to explore different careers and learning the tools that are needed to complete the job duties for each career. And the students are really having a good time with that. Then after we water the seeds, we then expect growth. And we look for growth through our job readiness skills. Also, we're looking at our graduation rates and also partnering with parents, the school, as well as the community. Next slide. So as I stated earlier, we are utilizing this curriculum as a learning and assessment tool. And so this program, this curriculum, we're able to utilize the adapted curriculum. We're also able to use the instructional strategies that are provided, and we're able to utilize those visuals and supports, which are really helpful for our population. And by utilizing these supports, then we see a big difference in providing personalized learning for our students. We get to find out what are our students' strengths, what are their weaknesses, what are their areas of interest, and all these things can be used to help us to design and implement effective IEPs and also specially designed instruction. Also, I really love, could you go back, please? Thank you. I really love how we also have the pre and post test. And also we have other data tracking sheets that we're able to use to collect data and to use for progress monitoring, which is another goal that we have for our special education department in our district. And we are able to utilize the data to help us with writing great transition plans for our students. Next slide. Okay, so after we plant those seeds, we then water those seeds through real life application. So I really love that this curriculum has hands-on activities. The population that we teach in the access classrooms, they really love hands-on activities and visual supports as well. And so as we're teaching the curriculum, the students are engaged, they're highly engaged in learning and also participating in the activities. But I thought about, well, okay, well, what are some ways that we can generalize these skills? What else can we do that's creative and fun for our kids to really get them to apply the skills that they learned from the curriculum in other ways? And so here are just some of the things that we've done at our school. First of all, when we taught the baking and math lesson plans, we decided to model after one of the Food Network TV shows, and we had our very own cooking show. And so Ms. Lyons, which is the other access teacher, we both co-taught the lessons. And afterwards, we did the cooking show and we demonstrated how to bake gingerbread cookies. And so we were able to teach the students, okay, this is how math is related to baking. And these are the job skills of a chef and a baker. And so it really helped us to convey the purpose of learning. And so that's very important. Students need to understand why they're learning what they're learning. And so we were able to do that, and the students had an awesome time. Everyone was highly engaged. And we also did a holiday cookie decorating challenge, which is also modeled after a TV show on the Food Network channel. And so the students were engaged. They were able to decorate their cookies, and we all judged them, and everyone was rewarded, and they really had a good time. So they were learning and also having fun, and we were reinforcing those skills that they learned in the baking math lesson plans. Additionally, we created a holiday cookbook. And so with this activity, we were able to reinforce the knowledge and skills that they acquired through the baking math lessons. And then we were able to connect with the parents. And we asked the parents to get with their child and decide on their child's favorite recipe and send it to the school. And so we had great participation. And so when the students submitted their recipes to the school, we were able to combine them and we create our very own class holiday cookbook. And so we sent those cookbooks home for the holidays. And the parents gave me great feedback. Some of the parents told me that they actually made some of the recipes. And so that was another conversation that they were having about baking and math at home. And they were reinforcing those skills that they learned through the baking math lesson plans. Also, when we taught the table service kit, the students were able to apply the skills that they learned from those lessons through a Thanksgiving luncheon. So again, Ms. Lyons, the other teacher and I, we got together and we had a huge Thanksgiving luncheon. where the students were able to showcase the skills that they learned. And they were able to do it in front of staff, their peers, and school administration as well. And so one of the things that I've noticed is that it really improved our students' self-confidence, and that's very important. Also, we are now working on the mail handling kit. And so we are having a lot of fun with that as well. We actually have our super seniors who are now working in the front office as our mail handlers. And so they are applying what they learned about sorting mail, and they're actually doing it in the front office. And so that also is improving our student self-confidence. And also it is improving inclusivity, which is very important for our population. We want them to be included as much as possible. And so do they. They want to be included as well. And so these are some of the things that we're doing here in our school district that we're really proud of the work that our students are doing. Next slide. So after we plant the seeds, we water the seeds, we then expect growth. And we look at our increased graduation rates. And again, partnerships with the school, the parents, and the community, taking the skills that they've learned in the classroom and allowing them to have opportunities outside the classroom to continue to work on those skills. Next slide. All right, so here are some pictures of some of the things that I was talking about. We have a picture of our Thanksgiving luncheon where Ms. Lyons and I were serving Thanksgiving dinner. And then we have our one of our table setups for our Thanksgiving luncheon. And then we also have a picture of our class cooking show. And we have a picture of our class holiday cookbook. And we even have a picture of some of those gingerbread cookies I was talking about, as well as some cookies that one of our students decorated for our competition. We also have a few pictures of students learning about the mail handling kit. We have a student who's weighing a piece of mail using that postal scale and his checklist. And then we also have a student who is learning how to address an envelope. And so who's actually, we've gotten great feedback from parents about that as well, and how that's a great life skill that all students should know. So these are some of the great things our students are doing. Our students can learn and they can work and they're excited to work. Thank you. Next slide.
Thank you, Miss Bernie. That was amazing. It brought tears to my eyes, just seeing how well you're implementing it. So thank you. I also wanted to highlight some other schools and different job ready boxes from Project Discovery that they're using. So at Central High School, they were recently working on the table service job ready box, and you can see how excited they are and how structured it is and hands-on. So I absolutely love seeing the pictures and them showcasing it and having, you know, Miss Bernie and Miss Lyons being those model classrooms. And then as everybody shares, that enthusiasm is infectious and it is growing across the district. And I'm super excited to see some more growth. Next slide. All right. Here are some teachers working with the students on the job ready digital activities, such as the pre and post tests and the PowerPoints that come with the thumb drives. So the curriculum comes with absolutely everything. Education associates even the trainings that we've had with them have been amazing and very hands-on and informative. Next slide. Here's Miss Lyons at Rutland High teaching the table service curriculum. So you see how all the students are engaged. They're active, they're actively learning, hands-on. That is the best way for these children to learn and to see how it applies to jobs that they might be interested in or may not. But they also get to work on things that they may not know that they're interested in. So it really just prepares them to be just a well-rounded and have that knowledge. Next slide. And another great thing about this curriculum with the job ready and life ready skills is that we do have a internship partnership at Middle Georgia State University currently. Like Ms. Donnelly stated, that they do work there and they have the support in the classes. So I feel like the Education Associates curriculum is going to help prepare these students for that application process and build the foundation of those skills to already have that before moving into these internship programs. And they're already going to be prepared and ahead of the game and just ready to be very successful. Next slide. Okay, and I did have one last thing to say. I wanted to give a big thank you to Education Associates and also to Betsy Gentry, who has not been only a lovely person to be around, but a fabulous trainer. Our teachers have really enjoyed the training and how fun and hands-on she made them. We love having her come out and train us. And I'm extremely proud of our high school teachers' enthusiasm and implementation of this wonderful curriculum. I absolutely cannot wait to see how it continues to propel our students to demonstrate strength of character, being college or career ready, and readying them for that 21st century global society. And I just can't wait to see what's to come. So thank you very much.
And I'm just going to end by saying, anybody that wants to reach out to any of us, we would gladly share the experiences we've had with this program and how we've broadened it beyond just taking out a kit and using it, but how we've really implemented into developing the skills. These staff members work on this every month as a team. They share ideas and come back. They're a real professional learning community led by Ms. Hagerman. So she and Ms. Bernie would gladly answer those questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. You all are fantastic and so inspiring. And I just love listening to your all story. I did want to mention Betsy Gentry. We also love her a lot. She's one of our trainers, and she's actually an educator who's used our curriculum. All of our trainers are actual educators who have used our curriculum, who believe in it so much that they are willing to travel all over the United States to train other schools on our programs to make sure that they're implemented properly and that they help the students, just like that our curriculum is helping the students in Bibb County. So anyway, I wanted to take this as an opportunity for you guys to ask any questions that you may have. So if you guys want to go ahead and just type up your questions in the chat, and then what I'll do is I'm going to kind of go through and just tell you where to find a little bit more information about Education Associates while you're, give you all a minute to type that up, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about us, and then we will come back to the questions. So go ahead and type away, because I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. So if we could go to the next slide, please. And then one more. Oh, wait, are there any more, Jennifer, or is that the last one? Okay, that's the last one. So never mind. We're not going to go through any other slides, but I'll just tell you where to find stuff on our curriculum. So if you go to Education Associate, oh, never mind. There is more. Okay, perfect. So if you guys are wondering, if you guys want to see any of the past webinars that we've done, so we do these webinar Wednesdays every single month. It's the first Wednesday of every month. And we have, like Joyce said at the beginning, 19 webinars that we have done so far, and they are all on our website. So you guys can just go and binge watch all of our webinar Wednesdays. We've had some really, really great ones, from other educators with really inspiring stories. And then also topics on, evidence-based practices, using evidence-based practices in, curriculum and stuff like that. We had one on from NOCTI about employability credentials and, micro credentials, that sort of thing. So we have just a wide variety of topics that people go over with us, and they're all, I love them all. So if you want to get to that, you can go to educationassociates.com, go to the resources page, and then on the left menu bar, you'll see Webinar Wednesdays. And if you click on that, you can view all of our past Webinar Wednesdays, and you can sign up for our next one. So Jennifer, if you don't mind going to the next slide, please. Okay, so we also have our monthly newsletter. So if you guys are interested in, we kind of use that as an opportunity to recap the webinars that we've done. So we kind of like look backward and we look forward too. So we look at, what we're about to do, what we've done, and we share a lot of stories from educators in there too. And we share best practices and that sort of thing. So it's just chock full of a lot of really, really good information for you guys. So if you go to our website, educationassociates.com, at the very bottom of every single page, there's a place where you can sign up for our newsletter. So we will send out the recording link of this webinar to everybody who attended and everybody who registered but did not attend. But we also include it in our newsletters as well. So if you guys, for whatever reason, don't see that email in your inbox, you can always sign up for our newsletter and find it there. So next slide, please. There we go. Oh, and our preview packet. So we have an interactive preview packet on our website as well. That's really, really helpful in, just giving you like a broad overview of who we are, what we do, and kind of like a little sneak peek into our different products here. So you can also find that at the bottom of each webpage on our website. So feel free to download one of those because they're chock full of lots of really good information as well. So next slide, please. And then funding, we have lots of different stuff on funding and how to procure funds for, our curriculum and kind of get this stuff implemented in your district. So you can go to educationassociates.com/funding for that, or on our website, you can also look on the menu bar. It's called Find Funds. So next slide. And I think, let's see. Okay, back to questions then. All right, so a couple things. So one that I got, after the students complete the internship, do they have a portfolio or some sort of documentation to say they've completed the program?
So the answer to that is they create resumes. The teacher for our class actually reaches out to employers that are hiring, tries to help set up interviews, and they do have a portfolio of examples of the work that they were doing in their internships.
Perfect. Okay. And then we have another one. What are you doing with your students who are most likely not community employed, likely needing a day program, or community employable? I'm sorry, likely needing a day program.
Annel, do you want to handle that or you want me to?
So for most of my severe and profound classes, what I see them doing is they're still utilizing those job ready kits, the adapted version, to, to just show them about it and teach them about it in their way, on their individual level. And they're also really enjoying the life ready binders. They're using nail care, how to groom yourself, how to take care of yourself. And, there's a lot of sensory items in like the laundry, life ready skills. So they have access to a lot of skills that will help them in a day program, or just to help them be more independent in life skills. So it's still accessible to them.
Yes, absolutely. So, and just a little bit more on that. So our adapted program, it is for students with the most significant challenges. And it does, give them exposure to all different types of careers, under the understanding that, like you said in the question, that they're likely going to need a day program, and they're not community employable and stuff. So really the purpose of those kits, like for example, we have a caregiver kit, and we understand that the students may not ever, necessarily be able to have a job of being a caregiver, but it's teaching them how to care for themselves. And it's also teaching them life skills, because the hands-on materials actually come with a real stethoscope and a real blood pressure cuff. And, if you go to the doctor, a blood pressure cuff and a stethoscope can be scary. So having the exposure to it, being able to actually touch it and feel it and see it, and have an idea of what it does, just makes a world of difference for these students. So it's not just about teaching job skills, it's life skills as well, and just giving them the opportunity to explore things on their own, with all the supports needed, like video modeling clips and visual schedules and things like that. Another question, do they do internships?
So we have the internship that happens at the college that we utilize for the population that's ready for those opportunities. And then teachers like Miss Burney develop internships within their building, like doing the mail delivery at her school.
Awesome.
For the
Okay.
severe and profound. Annel, will you speak to that? I think that was a clarifying yes.
They do a lot of classes in the severe and profound do try to include their students as well within the school as much as possible. They want inclusivity. They want them to be learning the same materials because they deserve that. So they do that. And another thing too is all of the pre and post tests for each job ready or life ready section they're working on. That all goes into either a digital portfolio for them or an actual binder. So there is work samples for them that they carry through as a portfolio until the end of high school that they have to move forward with as well. And it just acts as a portfolio of all the work that they've done, all the skills they've done and things like that. So it helps in that way too.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so another question. Once you teach them or go through the laundry unit, do you extend it to your school community? It says my career ready students then have to apply this by doing laundry for the physical education department and for the coaches with the school sports teams.
I have seen that at a middle school, or sorry, at a high school. They do take that curriculum and they further it, and they do, wash and dry the uniforms for the sports team. They take turns sorting, they take turns folding. So they do take it a step further and integrate into the school and do those things.
Okay, perfect. So another one that we get a lot actually is how you got approval to implement a program like this in your district. So if you guys could maybe speak on that a little bit.
So that approval initiated with me, working to find a program. I brought, I think, Annel and the previous access coach, Brandy Nunn, to preview the materials to make a decision if they thought it was something we could apply in our district, effectiveness, and cost effectiveness. When we're spending money, we want to make sure we're spending it on the right things. This is a program from my perspective, you purchase, and the upkeep is really just the training for your staff. You're not continually purchasing more and more and more or re-upping an online subscription. So once I had buy-in from those two people that are integral to the access program here in Bibb, it went through the approval process for cabinet. So I have to write that action memo that kind of delineates what it does and why are we using it and what are our expected outcomes. And so then it gets approved, and everybody has different funding levels. So we hit a funding level that had to be approved by the Board of Education. So that requires me to take that memo basically and bring it to the Board of Education and allow them to see what it is we're about to do. And once they approve, we move through the purchasing process. But really it initiates out of our department because it is a special education program. And that's how that happened for us.
Perfect. Another question too is how do you integrate academics with this curriculum?
Ms. Burney, do you want to handle that one?
Sure. One of the pros of this curriculum is that the lesson plans contents is already integrated. And so, for example, we taught the baking math lessons. And so that incorporated math, what the students were learning in math about measurements, time, as well as fractions. And so, and obviously they're working on the reading as well. There's some writing involved. And so the lesson plans are really easy to implement, and it's already written so that there's content integration.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so that's absolutely right. We do have academics kind of integrated in there, which makes it super easy. So thank you for clarifying that for everybody. All right. So any other, we have a couple more minutes if you guys have any other questions. Otherwise, I know that we're a couple minutes early, but that's okay. I know that you guys are all busy and have lots to do. So I'm sure that you'll have an easy time filling up all that time. Oh, okay, one more. Do any of the students receive related services such as OT or PT, speech, and do you get input from them?
So the students in the Access program, many receive speech and language, many of them received occupational therapy. And of course, if there's specific skill sets, PT, that are required input, those therapists are always in our classrooms. Is that not right, Ms. Bernie?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, again, if you guys don't have anything else for us, I'm going to type my my email. Sorry, multitasking. Okay, there you go. My email into the chat. Oh, wait, I think that I accidentally did that to just the panelists. So I need all of you guys to see it. Here we go. So if you guys need anything or have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me and I can either connect you with these women or answer any questions that you guys may have. But yeah, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Thank you to these lovely ladies for sharing your story with us. You guys are doing incredible work and I'm so proud that, you guys are doing this with our curriculum. And I'm so proud to say that we are, partnering together in something like this. So thank you all. And thank you everybody for joining us. And we will see you next month. Don't forget to sign up and register on our website. All right. Bye, guys.
Have a great
Thank you.
Bye.